Apocalyptic hodgepodge. Rest in peace, my poor foreskin, languishing in its tiny 1967 casket. Cut off too soon, age 7 days. You, dear poor foreskin, are in heaven now. I'm coming to join you soon. Just don't tell me to go into the light. I don't trust that afterlife trick bullshit, and what's the rush? Let's hang out in the void and finally get to know each other. Source and foreskin reunited, not reincarnated, and it feels so good. Hashtag last timer. My friends, may we stay kind on our quest for lies and reality. Just follow the puddle's curve, hang a left at the cheeseburger wrapper, and there you'll find me haunted by your Facebook memories. I won't be running away to join the circus or Hell's Angels. You do it, and text me your triumph. So many petty tyrants in clown uniforms, she says. Then she summed up 2020 by saying this: 2 scoops of horseshit on a Twilight Zone cone. 1972, our first color TV. Grandma said, "Don't sit too close. The radiation'll melt your eyes, boy." So I became a poet. While carrying 2 6-packs of PBR tall boys home, some bum shouted, "Hey, spare one? Yum yum, yum yum." They're for my pregnant wife, asshole. That shut 'em up. I could have told you that enlightenment is lonely, dumbass, the 10-year-old said. My brain has changed because of what has happened to it. Suffering happened to it, and the conscious response to suffering happened to it. And both suffering and response became linked in the brain. What was the conscious response to suffering? That the only thing to make it bearable was to become greater in every way a human can become greater. That's neuroplasticity, baby. A little girl says to her mother at Earth Day protest, "If Earth is doomed, why did you make me?" "For company," the mother said. Patron, we're late because these idiots with their I Heart Biology signs think the Earth's more important than I-5. I like people because they give me material. I don't want a crooked skeleton entering the crematorium, so I've decided to finally stand up straight. Had a vision I was performing as an old man, and those who remembered me in my glory were crying because my voice had lost its resonance, and I was feeble and trembling and no longer G. I heard the anguished whispers through their tears. "He's no longer G, he's no longer G, oh my God, God, he's no longer G," as I rasped and wheezed about the ocean lapping upon my boyhood feet. When you want to sneak in, just wear black and say I'm staff. Things I'm capable of doing. 1. Buying cigarettes. 2. Taking a piss in the wilderness like Moses. Today I celebrate our salvaged life situations. Isn't that nice? Salvaged life situations. Overheard at bus stop. The only meat the priest will eat on Sunday is none. "What if you're tortured?" she says. Before I lose my mind from pain, I'll say, "Thank you, God, for this great experience of being." What if Pelosi or Joanne Hardesty wants to make out with you before you die? Not the chicks I'd choose, but still, thanks, I'll say. I used to think that peeling tomatoes was tedious, but now I know it's an act of love, she says. Night, car sounds, Princess in Brenda's arms. Mighty in this life, I reflect all back tension, intention, glory. Awoke from a dream in which I'd fathered a bevy of little Mike G's, dancing ecstatically with little goatees, disproportionately girthful genitals flopping in the humid breeze, all chain smoking and bellowing strange proclamations. Ah, what a wonderful world it would be. Mike G's transition to a more normative muse represented a backing away from the abyss, a greater identification with the Apollonian over the Dionysian, a yes to longevity over implosion. He started eating well and surrounded himself with mentally well geniuses. Hell had exhausted him, but the lesson served him well. He stopped chasing the young and the crazy. Near the end, he knew the joy of waking to a kind, wrinkled face. My design upon the audience is simply to give an experience of my consciousness framed by the poem's finite horizons. Buddhist husband, I'm going to be reincarnated someday. Materialist wife, nope, you're not. They built a small god that slurred scriptural drivel like a drunk parrot. After midnight, there's much to consider. Legislative medicine and stars, what it's like to know in your guts you'll stay with someone as they die, saying goodbye to the body crumbling, the necessity clown show of work, the irony of coffin nails saving the day, how everything can hinge on a cloud or a sun, what passes and what stays as we age, the hidden bouquet the dead left we suddenly find in childhood's toy box. Now I lay me down to sleep, pluck what you need from the language field and leave the babbling pain that doesn't help. The tenderness of kissing toes that aren't your own. Sometimes I feel like an old tired toilet. It's okay. Flush, flush, morning coffee, recycle. When I bite it, write my Kingdom of Heaven bio without irony, since I suffered an age that didn't get it. The grave has been salted, no flowers allowed. Amid dulcified flames with howling friends will discern that when Jesus appears explaining that passage from Ezra, it's just the pineal gland playing its dream games. And don't play no new agey soundscapes at my funeral, because I'll barf and live again and be a problem. May we heap mercy upon the sleeping, she says. Were we not once asleep, beautiful, snoozing, pre-booze, pre-truth? Nearing 55, I'm no longer pretty, she says. I'm beautiful. My mind, scattered, wide, as good a God as any. 2020 was interesting. Somewhere in there, my mom died. Unconditional imagination canceled. Meanwhile, I just want to be composted when I'm dead. Just stab a freak flag into the fermenting heap of me and recite one of my poems to satisfy the mourner's need for ritual, closure. Then kick back, relax, dance, clap your ass off when my flowers grow. In this uncertain world, I'd like to thank Pepsi for poisoning this and every generation. The negative thinkers spin in circles of dread again, the 10-year-old says. Welcome to the betrayal of the intellectuals, spouting opinions on topics they know nothing about, passing themselves off as wise, self-proclaimed defenders of language, taking no responsibility for the pervasive nihilism afflicting everyone. We who come from the philosophical tradition of meaninglessness should be the first to take responsibility for the 21st century catastrophe. We who could have celebrated the best in the species chose the easy, non-thinking divide. Nobility of spirit remains quiet when it should be singing. Meanwhile, isn't the bullshit manipulation of food and gas prices impressive, and the Ukraine-Russia World War III folly, and science changing her mind more often than my wife? Don't take reality seriously. It's a clown world. I seek a psalm that speaks to the 21st century heart, a wild, contained, lyrical arrangement with guts and teeth. The rock that marries the stream, wisdom in the cloud that never evaporates, something solid yet electric. A cosmic psalm I can sing and believe in. Curling up like a cheese puff now to be tasty to the hungry young. Side effects of loving the system may include sudden infatuation with robots concomitant with evaporation of poetic gift. I finally learned that those who love us don't need us to stay alive. They'll grieve for a time, then be just fine. Petra, an aftermath of Matrix. Ever spirit present World War Z jamboree, America the tragedy emptying our wallets as doves flock to fuck the rock clefts, our crumbling symbolic place of safety out there in the wilderness of starvation. There is a spirit world which also lets us down, waving to the golden age as death ferries us along the silly, cartoonish, winnowing river of myth like a 2-bit ridiculous acid trip. I want my money back. I want my money. Here the stags erect, there the weeping girl, north the hinterland of this apocalypse, south the heated vent of mother's mistake, east is the mantra that uses the humans, west is the hammer of capital nightmare. It's midnight somewhere, with visibly tanked clergy knocking back communion kegs reserved for the world's last innocent 12-year-olds enthroned and crowned as the asteroid hurries down without a heart. And non-poets don't get to decide what's poetic. I'm so sick of non-poet privilege. Patron says, there's a reptilian inside you. That's neither here nor there, madam, I say. You need to stop taking video now. As my tongue winds around her smartphone and I swallow it, I took notes about the incident in case she complains. Remember, friends, when I touch my nose, it signifies there's a lot more I could say. It's not my job as a poet to concern myself with whether the universe is real or simulated or both or neither, but that is my job as a philosopher. The fun for me is in mixing the jobs to such a degree that I forget which is which. I like to confuse the multitudes within, the I am with the wanna bet, the ha-ha, here we go again verities, follies, hide-and-seekities. Meanwhile, if I die in my own feces, please mark the event with literature that's worthy. I'm very tired. I ask why I'm here. I write a line to get me there, all I can do. I want the next poem to write itself without me, to be performed while I'm asleep. Hi, Harry the cat. Daddy give you food? M-O-O-N. That spells daddy. I'm more scared of the hospitals than the virus. You believe what you want to believe. When we laugh together, slam a whiskey, make love, what we believe never comes up. Hashtag belief doesn't fucking matter. We enjoyed the 18-month lockdown by telling the young bedtime stories of what freedom was. Trump and JoJo Magoo gave us free money to do just that in between watching Gilligan Island's reruns. Hashtag God bless the lockdown. April 27, 2021, President JoJo Magoo says the fully vaxxed can jack off again. A little known yet happy side effect which I have trademarked Moderna cock. Blesses one with erectile frequency of a 12-year-old's. I like Moderna cock. My wife likes Moderna cock. God bless the sex vax. Finally, dementia took my friend Dennis away. I miss him terribly, but as Dennis would say, life goes on and on and on, and so do I. It's like what old man gripping a bottle of pickles said, I don't care about vagina. I'm too old to care about vagina. He punched his crotch. Walmart security took him away. So much for the grace of aging. After writing every day since 1990, may the final poem be simple. Just a boy dipping a toe in the ocean or skipping a stone, as I did in the beginning. Thank you for listening.